Hello my art tribe. So I haven't filmed a full-on tutorial in probably years, so I am super excited. I'm also a little bit nervous. So what I'm gonna do is put on these really cute Lego glasses that my niece gave to me on my nephew's birthday party. Hama baby, I love you. And I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee that may or may not have a shot of whiskey in it. Like, just don't judge me, all right? So, I am gonna show you guys a super cool hack that I do when I do resin art in layers on a canvas. So, let's get into it. But before that, in case you guys didn't see, I got my YouTube award for 100,000 subscribers. I am super excited and I am just super grateful. So thank you to all of you. I love you all, but let's get into the fun. So anytime I do any type of resin project on a canvas, I like to add resin to the back of my canvas to help support the front when I do a bunch of layers, right? Now, I get yelled a lot about this hack because, you know, the artists tell me that I can wet the back of the canvas and that helps stretch kind of the canvas and hold it tighter, which I totally get. When you're just painting and then you're gonna just do varnish on your canvas, works great, but resin is heavy. So when I pour my resin in multiple layers, it's gonna collect to the middle and the middle of your canvas dips down. When you do this to it, it does not. And it's beautiful, it stays steady. You can add all your layers, and also if you're painting and then doing a layer of resin, it still holds it pretty nice. So I do like it. So I do this mainly on my bigger canvases, but I do them on my smaller canvases as well. I, again, resined the back of the canvas. This is something I like to do. You don't have to do it. People have different opinions and different ways they do things. So if you don't like this hack or you don't want to do this method, it's totally fine. And that's about it. So let's not hate, and let's be artsy and have a good time and learn together. So let's get into doing this for the big canvas. So another thing that people tell me all the time is, Annie, why don't you just get like wood panels? So wood panels, first of all, more expensive and they are heavy. I do a lot of resin layers on my canvases, so it becomes extra heavy. Layers of the resin plus the wood, it's a lot. So I like this method. Also, when Michaels has like their 70% off sale, which I think is happening right now, I go ham. I go and I buy all the canvases, all the sizes, and I just stock up. So super inexpensive, 70% off canvases. I do a little resin layer on the back and I'm just set. So we're gonna do this 24 by 24 piece. So let's open her up. Whoa, there we go. Always a good time. 10 hours later, and a sip of my coffee later. So how much resin are we gonna put on the back of this? You don't need a huge layer. So what I do is I go to the Moss Epoxy's website and I use their resin calculator. Now, if you're not using Moss Epoxy's, you can still use the calculator. The first one on the top, it just kind of, you put in the dimensions of the canvas that you want, the thickness that you want, and it'll kind of give you the ounces. I use my Alexa and I transfer those ounces into grams. So what I did was I put in 24 by 24, and usually for most things, like for my top coats, I'll do 1/4 of an inch, but that's a little bit too much for the back. So I put in, I think, like a 0.20 or a 0.15, and it gave me about 47 ounces, calculated it, it's about 500 something. So I'm gonna pour, either I'm gonna do 500 grams total or 600 grams. So let's get started. So you're gonna need a scale. Mine is very dirty, has lots of resin drips. It's gonna work fine. We're not gonna worry and stress about that. So you're gonna need your scale. We're gonna use a nice bigger bucket because we're gonna mix a lot more epoxy. And I use the bigger kind of buckets for this. I like using a bigger spatula to mix. It's easier. We need our gloves and of course our resin. Now also, you guys know that I use the flag system with a medium hardener, again, for my dominoes, which is fantastic. It's low viscosity, it cures quickly, and because it's low viscosity, when you mix it, it holds a lot less bubbles, which is fantastic. And if these bottles are a little bit too big for you, you can always get the Annie's Art Studio Crafting Kit, which is, again, the flag and the medium formula. They come together. Look, when you buy them, You get my little face on there. It's so exciting. So that's that. One more thing, when you buy the flag system, the hardener comes separately because you have the choice of getting the slow, medium, or fast. Don't get the fast. The fast is absolutely too fast. So medium or slow works fantastic. So let's get our gloves on. Also, friends, if you didn't know, on my Amazon storefront, I usually add everything that I use. So if there's anything you see me use in any of my videos, I have it listed there. Of course, it also supports me, which I love. And when you use my code to buy the resin, also helps me a lot. So I love you guys for that. If you want, absolutely no pressure, and everything will be linked in the description of this video. So let's go. So we're gonna turn on our handy dandy little scale. Let's add our little bucket, zero her out. All right. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do 600 grams, and because the flag system is a 2-to-1 ratio, so if I do 400 grams of the flag, I'm gonna do 200 of the medium. So it's a 2-to-1. So once again, if you do, let's say, for example, 100 grams of the flag, you're gonna do divided that by 2, and you're gonna put half of that, which will be 50 of your hardener. Now that I'm looking at this, I feel like I might need a little bit more. So I am gonna do 500 grams of the flag. So then I will do 250 of the hardener. So that's 500. Here we go. So now I'm gonna do 250 of the medium hardener. The hardener is also a lot looser viscosity than the resin, friends. So when you're pouring, pour a lot slower because those numbers go up real quick. Now we can turn our scale off and put it to the side. We're not going to need that anymore. And now we are going to mix this resin really, really well. You want to make sure you scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, and you're going to make sure that none of those white striations or those milky lines are in there. We want this to cure super, super well. If you don't mix it well and you pour it in, you're going to have a sticky back of the canvas and your canvas is basically dead. So I'm going to mix this and I will be right back. So now our resin is nice and mixed. And what we're going to do first is we're going to take care of the corners. So I find that the corners are the hardest to get into. So let me show you my first step and then we're going to pour the rest of the back. So I'm going to take my bucket and I'm going to pour a little bit in the corner right over here. I'm going to take my canvas and tilt that resin, tilt the canvas, and get that resin all the way in the corner. So, just like that. Get it all the way in there. Last corner, get that in nice and deep in there. Give it a little bit of time, let it go in, take your time with it. Now it's the fun part. So I like going kind of first with the sides. And just dump all the rest of that out. Liquid gold, get every last drop. Now, kind of tilt around. Same way we got all of the corners, you want to get all of the edges. There we are. It's sliding down here now and from here to here. And while you're doing this, you'll see that the middle is kind of getting covered, but we're gonna also spread that around with our gloves right now. Once you lay it down, it's gonna start leveling out, and then you can use your gloves, you can use your spatula, whatever you like. You can even use your spatula and kind of like go in there and go through just to make sure, and if there's like too much resin in there, you can pull it out to the middle and just, there you go. It's that easy. All right. Resin usually also self-levels, so eventually it will, but since it's such a thin layer, kind of try to help it out. There we have it. So now we're gonna just let this sit. Also, you wanna make sure that your canvas isn't kind of playing. If your wood frame is a little bit off level or something like that, you can actually take these bottles and kind of put them on the corners to like help keep it down. Now the last thing that we're gonna do, get your little torch. We're gonna turn her on. Pop some of those bubbles. Perfection. Now the back of your canvas, the material is textured, so you're not gonna get like a super smooth kind of like finish like you would on a top coat, but it's totally fine. It's the back, works great. And friends, that's about it. So I'm gonna show you a close-up of this, and now you just basically wait for this to cure. I would wait until it's fully cure. I would give it at least 12 to 16 hours. If you can wait 24 hours, I think that is absolutely best. Do not move your canvas. You want it to stay, because if it's semi-cured and you move it somewhere else, it might not sit the same, and you're not gonna get a nice and even bottom or front to your canvas when you turn this over. All right, my darlings, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you learned. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, please do. I love you all so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.